Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Karla and today I'm going to take you along while I find a bit of floral inspiration and draw some rose blooms. I'll show you the start to finish process I follow when I create my ink drawings. It's been a long wet spring here and I've been itching to draw from some actual blooms, so today I'm going to pop by my favorite little flower shop downtown called the Watering Can and just see what they have in store that I can take home. If there is one piece of advice that I can give you to improve your drawings, it's to draw from life. Study real blooms, take them apart, look at the stamen, touch the petals, explore the leaves. You'll learn so much more about the shape and form of the plant. This is what really helped me to grow as an artist over the last few years. I don't have anything blooming yet in my garden, so this was sort of the next best thing for me. Plus, this way I'll have some blooms to enjoy around the house for the next few days. I'm just going to trim the stems on the waxflower and roses and put them in some cold water until I'm ready to draw them. I've been trying to squeeze in some drawing sessions while my youngest naps and my older two are in school, but, well, nap time doesn't seem to be going as planned lately, so hopefully a little high chair snack and a couple of toys will buy me a bit of time here. The first thing that I'm doing is giving the rose a little help opening up. I plucked off the guard petals, which are the outside petals that help protect the rose, and I'm just using my fingers to gently push open the petals to reveal the stamen. If you want to draw along with me, there are a few supplies that I recommend you having. I'll link them all below as well if you want to check out the exact products that I use. The first thing that you need is a good HB pencil or sketching pencil, just to lightly sketch out a few guidelines. Next thing is a Sakura of America fine line pen in size 01. That's what I usually use for my drawings. I also like to have a good kneaded eraser. They're great to lift up the pencil without tearing away the paper, but the best thing is that they don't leave behind eraser crumbs. The last thing that you'll need is a sketchbook or some paper. I really like this spiral bound mixed media one by Canson. Again, I'll link everything below. Start by drawing the outline of the rose stamen or the center of the bloom with a very rough circle around it. This will just show where I'll draw the petals around the stamen eventually. I'm going to draw a grouping of 2 open roses with waxflower and greenery surrounding them, so I'll lightly sketch in some tiny circles and leaf shapes to indicate where I'll place them down the road. Once I'm done mapping out my drawing, I like to dab away a bit of the pencil with the kneadable eraser just to make sure there isn't excess graphite on the page. This will make your pens last longer and the black ink will show up darker if it isn't muddled with pencil lead. Next, I'm going to start drawing the stamen or the center of the flower. I find the easiest way to draw the stamen is to draw several tiny circles around one another inside the confines of the circle that I drew in pencil until it's full. keep things simple here. Just layer the circles close together. They don't need to be perfect. I'm going to add in some oval shapes around the outside of the stamen. I'll zoom in a bit so you can see while I work. Next up, I'm going to start drawing the rose petals. Part of why I like drawing roses this way is because you get to see so many more interesting details that you wouldn't get to see otherwise. Here, I'll show you what the petals should look like when you look at the open bloom from above. Notice how I'm using a solid black line to draw the outline, starting my lines from the stamen and extending them outward and back down toward the stamen. I'm going to keep layering the petals this way underneath the one that was just drawn until I fill out the whole area around the stamen. Now that the center petals are filled, I'm going to go back in and add another layer of outer petals around the whole bloom. I'm going to draw these petals with a bit of a point or a tip at the center, almost like a really subtle triangle. If you look at the open roses to the left of the screen that I'm drawing from, you'll notice that many of the outer petals have folded in a way to create a point, which is what we're trying to achieve with this drawing. Okay, so now that I'm done drawing the outlines of the petals, I'm going to start working on the large leaves in the composition, starting by drawing 2 straight lines close together for the center vein of the leaf. You'll notice that I made the lines converge at the outer tip. Now that I have the main vein in place, I'm going to draw the outer edges of the leaf. I'm going to draw a curved, jagged line that comes together at the top of the leaf. Now, I'm going to add some details to it that I'll call S-curves. I'm going to go along the entire length on either side of the leaf and draw a very subtle S-curve. I'll keep things zoomed in here as I work on the second one so that you can have another look at the S-curve leaf come together. Once I add in some more detail lines in the next phase of this drawing, it'll really start to come to life. next thing that I'm going to add is some small waxflower blooms. They're a really simple 5-petal flower with a center circle and round petals extending from it. I'm going to add a few different angles here so you can see what they look like from different points of view. Now that the waxflower outline is done, I'm going to outline what I like to call a parallel lines leaf. You'll see why in a moment when I start to add in the details in the final phase of this drawing. For now, just draw a curved line on either side of the main vein of the leaf that again comes together at the tip. So now we have the outline of the entire piece in place, so I'm going to start adding in the detail lines. The first thing that I'm doing is adding a bit of detail to the stamen. I'm going to draw in some light lines connecting the oval shapes that surround the circles to the circles. Next, I'm going to add in a few light detail lines concentrated to the center of the bloom on each petal. This is to show where there would be shadows and to add some dimension to the piece. Notice how I'm only adding in a few lines to each petal. No cross-hatching or back and forth sketching at all. I like to keep the details really simple and always find that less line work ends up looking the best with my drawings. Now that I'm done adding in the details on the large blooms, I'm going to work on the S-curve leaves. Let me zoom in a bit so you can see clearly what I'm doing here. I'm going to add similar lines to what I just did with the petals, with quick, light movements concentrated toward the middle vein and the outer edges. This helps add a bit of a curve and shape to the leaf. Next, I'm going to add the lines to the parallel lines leaf. All that I'm doing here is filling in both sides of the leaf with parallel lines that extend from the vein toward the outer edges on an angle. This type of leaf is super simple to draw, but it comes together so nicely and adds a really nice element to the drawing. Watch as I fill in the lines on these last 3 leaves here. The last thing that I want to do is add a few little detail lines concentrated toward the center of each of the wax flowers to give them a bit of dimension. Once the detail is added to the wax flower, I think I'm done. So there you have it, my final drawing of roses and waxflower. Thanks so much for watching or drawing along with me today. Please hit that subscribe button so you'll be notified each week when I release new tutorial videos. And if there's a flower that you'd love to see me draw, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your ideas. See you soon, and happy drawing!